Not until I met him did I realize there are no truly cold men in this world, only men whose warmth is meant for someone else. A crimson runner stretched from the chapel doors all the way to the altar. Clad in my wedding gown, roses in my arms, I was finally marrying the man I had loved for 8 years. The groom may now kiss the bride. Just as I waited for Derek's kiss to fall, his iPhone blared. He glanced at the screen, and his face went ashen. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. Ignoring the sea of eyes on and off the stage, he thumbed accept. Hello? What? Which hospital? Okay, I'm on my way. A friend of mine crashed her car, pretty bad. I need you to hold the fort tonight. That was all he tossed at me before sprinting down the aisle and disappearing, leaving me stranded in mortified silence. Gasps rippled through the chapel, some shocked, some pitying, others merely hungry for scandal, all of them skewering me. Only when my father stepped up from the head table and steadied my shoulders did the world come back into focus. I pulled myself together, beaming a gracious, sugary smile at the crowd. Sorry, everyone, something urgent came up for the groom. Please enjoy the food and drink and have a wonderful evening. I clung to the last scraps of dignity, playing hostess until the final toast. When I finally dragged my exhausted body back to the marital loft, I found a pair of white canvas sneakers parked beside Derek's leather Oxfords in the foyer. In the living room he was bending over a woman, pouring her a glass of water. Hearing the door, he turned. Serena, this is Bella, my friend, the one who crashed. Nothing life-threatening, but the doctor wants her monitored for a few days. I told her she could stay here so the follow-up's easier. You must be Serena. Derek talks about you all the time. The woman gave me a timid smile, voice soft as taffy. I'm so sorry to intrude. I sized her up. Delicate features, petite frame, voice sticky sweet. One calf was wrapped in gauze, just a surface scrape. Bad crash, critical condition, abandoned at the altar, strange woman in my marital home, tiny scrape. The frames overlapped in my skull, instinct screamed that this visitor came armed. Blood rushed roaring to my temples. What the hell, Derek? I slammed my keys onto the console, stormed straight at her, and jabbed a finger at her bandage. This is your definition of critical? Bella shot to her feet, eyes glistening. Serena, I was terrified. I didn't know who else to call. I honestly didn't mean to ruin anything. Quit making a scene. Derek reflexively stepped between us. She's alone in the city, she panicked, maybe she exaggerated. Are you really going to lose it over something this small? I'm losing it? I'm making a scene? Relax, she'll be gone in a couple of days. He reached to soothe me. Don't touch me. I jerked away. You left me on our wedding day for one phone call, and now you move her into our house? Serena, please don't blame Derek, it's my fault. I'll check into a hotel, I won't be in your way anymore. At the threat of her leaving, Derek pivoted, gentle hand on her shoulder. You're staying. I decide what happens here. I decide? I gaped, voice cracking. This is our bridal home and you're giving bedroom priority to another woman, on our wedding night. I didn't know which of us had lost the plot, but at that moment he clearly saw me as the raving one. What's wrong with the bridal suite? She's injured, staying a few days, and you're shrieking like some fishwife? Bella timed a perfect tear, tugging his sleeve. Don't be mad at Serena, it's all my fault. Perfect. Just perfect. I watched the two of them and felt something between absurdity and nausea. Derek, it's her or me tonight, pick. I spun into the bedroom and began flinging clothes into a suitcase. He didn't follow, of course not, his radar was locked on her now. When I yanked the CASE toward the door, Derek emerged from the kitchen carrying a bowl of noodles and set it in front of her. For a second I thought I was hallucinating. He cooks? In all our years together he's never entered the kitchen, yet the single meal he's ever prepared was offered, without a thought, to someone else, while I, once a pampered heiress who couldn't boil water, had turned myself into a housemaid, and felt proud of it. Pathetic. What drama now, in the middle of the night? I ignored him and rolled my suitcase on. Lightning split the sky, thunder crashed, and rain hurled itself against the panes like buckshot. Do you have to throw a tantrum for everyone? He grabbed my arm. Serena. Bella whimpered, please don't go. I'll leave tomorrow, I promise you'll never see me again. This has nothing to do with you, stay as long as you like. Derek told her, then rounded on me, irritation dripping. Do you live to make everyone miserable? I shook him off, marched back into the bedroom, locked the door, not out of obedience, but to spare myself further disgrace over a man no longer worth it. One thought hammered my skull, divorce. The very air here revolted me, yet since the marriage was already doomed, one more night wouldn't matter. Serena, stop sulking and open up, let's talk. He knocked again and again, absurd, he still believed it was a petty fit. I lay on the bed, silent. I hadn't eaten at the banquet, and my stomach ached with hollowness. At dawn the storm had passed, thin gray light filtering through the curtains. I hadn't slept, curled in a knot at the foot of the bed. The lock clicked softly, followed by a hesitant knock. Serena, I'm driving Bella for her checkup. Breakfast's on the table. He waited, hearing nothing, his footsteps receded. Murmurs drifted from the hallway, Bella's sugary gratitude, and then the click of the outer door. Only when quiet settled did I crawl out. On the dining table sat a white bowl of warm millet porridge, a dish of crisp pickles, and tea, with sets of chopsticks left in haste. On my wedding dawn morning, courtesy of another woman, I tasted the first, and last, breakfast Derek ever cooked. My iPhone buzzed. Zach, Derek's college buddy and co-founder. We'd become friends over the years, he never minced words. Is Bella at your place? He blurted as soon as I swiped. I just saw her WhatsApp story, heart-shaped pancakes, and that countertop looks exactly like your kitchen. He forwarded the screenshot. Women's intuition rarely errs, she'd come armed with a script. Who is she? You really don't know? Surprise raised his pitch. She's Derek's ex. Back then the guy was flat broke, she dumped him for some trust fund kid. Derek spent 6 months self-destructing in bars, almost tanked the startup. So that's the story, I murmured. Yeah. He bolted from the altar yesterday for her, right? She's circling back for something, watch your back, Serena. Thanks for the heads up, Zach. I'd always known Derek carried a scarred romance, he never named her, and I never pried. I remember running into him 2 years after graduation, at an industry summit. He'd shed campus boyishness for a steely veneer, yet loneliness clung like cheap cologne. That night he drank himself raw, repeating, why? What's wrong with me? His shattered eyes tore at me, even while a selfish relief whispered, her departure cleared my path. In an age of disposable love, a man who could hurt that deeply felt, rare. From that night I stepped closer, soup from our family chef, Saturday tidy-ups, late-night vent sessions, until eventually he was mine. Then one day he told me he wanted to relaunch his studio, but he had no capital and no connections. Without a second thought I went home, pestered Sebastian, and funneled him the first round of seed money, claiming it came from an anonymous angel investor who believed in his talent. In those brutal startup months I stayed up nights right beside him, pounding the pavement for clients, drafting pitch decks, talking investors. I knew Derek's pride was sky high, he hated bowing to anyone. So I borrowed the weight of my father's sterling name and cautiously courted every uncle or family friend who might need design work. Whenever I accompanied Dad to banquets I'd casually mention a gifted young designer who simply hadn't had his break yet. Bit by bit the studio found its footing. Derek hustled, and his talent finally had room to breathe. He grew busier, and though his manner toward me was still understated, he was unmistakably warmer. Hadn't that very cool reserve been what first drew me to him? Later Derek's studio landed a marquee commission, money and fame in one stroke. He bought a sprawling penthouse downtown. The day he took me to see it, the view swallowed half the city. Every inch had been finished to his personal taste, unmistakably his creative signature. That afternoon, right there, he pressed a brand new key into my palm, voice flat as ever. From now on, you're the mistress of this place. No roses, no candlelight, no bended knee proposal, not even an I love you. Yet I cried. Looking at the man I had adored, accompanied, and bankrolled for years, standing in the home he had sketched for me, this quiet certainty moved me more than any vow. But last night reality slapped me awake. The iceberg I thought I knew turned tender, gentle, the moment his old flame appeared. I hailed a cab back to the family estate in the East Side Hills. Serena? Why are you home, and the suitcase? Where's Derek? Mom took in yesterday's dress and the roller bag, dread flashed across her face. Nothing's wrong. The reception was crazy, I'm exhausted and need a couple of quiet days. He had a sterling crisis, super busy. Mother didn't press. Good to rest. You eaten? Go wash up, I'll boil you tiny shrimp wontons, just wrapped this morning. In the foyer Dad sat reading the morning paper. Derek didn't come? He asked the moment he saw me alone. He's swamped. I couldn't meet his eyes. And hurried upstairs. I'm changing first. At lunch the table was hushed. Mom kept spooning food onto my plate, words stuck in her throat. Dad finally spoke. When you started dating Derek, your mother and I had reservations. Old man, why bring that up? They're already married. Married is exactly why it needs saying. He set down his chopsticks and looked at me. The boy has skill, I won't deny it. But how much of his interest was in you, and how much in what the Vance name could open? Dad. My sore spot throbbed, but I refused to admit it. That's unfair. My help was minor. Minor? He snorted. The funds you secretly funneled through your brother, I knew. And last year, when his project almost collapsed, wasn't it Uncle Lee who doubled the investment as a favor to me? My face drained. Dad had seen everything and simply stayed silent. Sweetheart, we're not blaming you. We only fear you'll be shortchanged, hurt. We want for nothing, only your peace of mind. With Derek, there's always a wall we can't scale. Seeing their worry, my eyes burned, tears fell before I could stop them. Dad, Mom, you're right. I want a divorce. Divorce? The word shocked them. Did you fight? Because he bolted yesterday? Mom clasped my hand. Pretty much. Ridiculous. You insisted on marrying him, now, day 2, you're home talking divorce, trying to give me a heart attack? Dad slammed the table. Old Vance, easy. She's hurting. She's hurting? So am I. He grew louder. Is marriage a joke? You picked the man, the whole city watched you wed, and 24 hours later you want out. A farce. Derek embarrassed us yesterday, and today you stomp home threatening divorce. Our name is mud. Exactly because he could abandon me at the altar, disgrace our family. I want out. Sigh, what's done is done, arguing blame solves nothing. Dad's tone softened. Be magnanimous, give your newborn marriage, a chance. Right, my stubborn choice. What face did I have to cry now? Those 2 days at home. Derek rang several times, I let it go to voicemail. His text slid from "stop throwing a tantrum" to "Serena, let's talk, Bella moves out tomorrow, I mishandled it, come home." The third morning Derek arrived, arms laden with expensive gifts. Dad, Mom, sorry I worried you. He humbled himself. I neglected Serena's feelings while sorting a friend's crisis. Dad nodded. Drive and loyalty matter, but know your priorities. Put your family first from now on. Yes, sir. He walked over, crouched in front of me. Serena, are you a little less angry? I swear it won't happen again. Bella's gone today, she won't be back. He lifted a hand, hesitated, eyes on me. Come home with me, okay? I had never seen Derek like this, ice melted, entitlement gone, almost pleading. Once, I'd have glowed, thrilled he finally stooped for me. Now it felt like shabby theater. But seeing my parents worry, I nodded anyway. Agreeing to return is the decision I will regret most in my life. The instant I pushed open the bedroom door I froze. Her clothes lay draped across the headboard, her cosmetics crowded my vanity, and she was asleep in my matrimonial bed. The noise must have woken her. She jolted upright, wearing my custom silk slip dress, straps slipping, hair tousled, cheeks flushed with sleep. Seeing Derek and me, she seemed to grasp the scene. She clutched the slipping strap, hugged the bodice, voice trembling. Derek. Sis. I overslept, didn't know you'd be back so soon. I'll pack, I'm leaving right now. She threw the covers back, eyes already brimming. Derek stood frozen, clearly Bella was supposed to be gone. His face cycled through shock, embarrassment, and the fury of being caught. He actually stepped back, half out of the doorway. Ignoring her babbling, I turned to Derek. So while I was away she slept here? It isn't what you think. He rushed. The night you left she ran a fever. The guest room window leaks, the master bedroom faces south, better air, more sun, just a couple of nights. A couple of nights? Yesterday I told her to move out today. I don't know why she's still here. So you admit you let her sleep in our bed? I screamed like a madwoman. Derek, what the hell am I to you? Serena, it was emergency triage. She's sick, what was I supposed to do? His irritation overtook shame, tone sharpening. Leave her shivering in the cold room? Stop being petty, she's awake, I'll kick her out now. No need. I'm the one who's leaving. I spun toward the foyer, he seized my arm. Serena, are you done making a scene? I'm making a scene? I glared. Derek, some things I don't spell out, but don't assume I'm blind. You say she's a friend? What kind, ex-girlfriend? The so-called moonlight you once swore you'd die for? My words caught him off guard, he faltered. I flung his hand off and strode away. Serena. He chased, breathing hard. Listen. It's not what you think. There's nothing between us. I just felt sorry for her. Pathetic? That day, she made one phone call and you abandoned me at the altar. Did you ever feel sorry for me? Serena, don't blame Derek. It's all my fault. I'm such a bother. I'll pack up and leave right now. The woman had already changed her clothes. She followed us out and grabbed my arm. Forget it. A violent wave of disgust surged through me. I jerked my arm free. I hadn't used much force, yet she stumbled backward and landed hard on the floor. Derek couldn't hide the heartbreak and fury in his eyes. He strode over, knelt, and cupped her shoulders. Are you okay? Where did you fall? Does it hurt? She squeezed her brows in pain, fat tears rolling down. Derek. I'm fine. Don't blame Serena. I just lost my balance. Serena, what's wrong with you? Couldn't we talk like adults? Did you have to raise a hand? Humph. I let out 2 cold laughs. So some performances don't need rehearsals to look natural. Let's get a divorce. Those were the last words I left behind. Yet when I walked the streets I found nowhere to go. I drifted like a ghost, aimless. Before I knew it I stepped into a vast mall. Warm air and noisy crowds enveloped me. In the atrium a giant LED screen flashed an entertainment finance bulletin. The rising Chinese-American designer Ethan landed at Riverside this afternoon, officially launching preparations for his domestic studio. Ethan has taken the international fashion scene by storm, winning several heavyweight awards and lauded as one of the most commercially valuable and artistically gifted Chinese designers. Sources say his personal label will soon enter top-tier domestic malls. The shot cut to the airport. The arrival gate seethed with young girls clutching light boards and bouquets. Their thrilled screams threatened to pierce the screen while guards struggled to keep order. A tall man in a sharply tailored charcoal overcoat emerged, flanked by assistants and security. He stood arrow-straight, his aura unmistakable even through the crowd and the lens. He nodded calmly at one direction or another, sparking fresh waves of shrieks. His face was insanely handsome, deep eyes, straight nose, clean jawline, radiating a distinctive, dazzling style. At first I stared numbly, the way you watch any celebrity item that has nothing to do with you. But when the camera caught his profile again, one particular angle, one fleeting expression, a dusty, blurry memory slammed into me. When we were kids, the next building over, lived a chubby boy a year or 2 younger. Always quiet, a bit shy, called Ethan? Yes, Ethan. He used to tail me chanting, Serena, Serena. In my memory he was a little butterball with thick glasses who loved to draw. His backpack always held a sketchbook. After school I would sometimes spot him hunched over the stone table downstairs, utterly absorbed. Later, maybe 8th or 9th grade, Mom said the Cross family was emigrating to the States. On moving day I headed out for school and saw the red-eyed kid standing by their car. He started to speak, T only lowered his head before adults tugged him inside. The man on the screen, confident, radiant, idolized, was that same boy turned superstar. Could it really be him? The world, sometimes, is absurdly small. At the moment I was most wrecked, booted from my brand new marriage by my husband and another woman, wandering the streets, I ran into my unremarkable childhood neighbor. And he was living the luminous life I could never picture. I suddenly felt like a total failure, almost 30 and nothing to show. With nowhere else to go, I ended up at Sebastian's place. His door was ajar, bright light, laughter, and smooth jazz spilled out. Guests? I had zero desire to face anyone, but I was out of options. I pushed the door. Sebastian stood at the bar pouring wine. On the sofa sat someone else. The man faced away, relaxed, swirling a glass, half listening to Sebastian. A dark shirt, sleeves rolled to the forearms, a minimalist watch, just his back radiated poise. Hearing the door, he turned. It was Ethan. How was he with Sebastian? After all these years they still kept in touch. Ethan set his glass down and rose. Serena, long time. Do you remember me? Seeing me frozen, Sebastian laughed. What, amnesia? That's the butterball who used to chase you yelling, Serena, wait up. My mind blanked. After a moment I managed, Ethan, is it really you? You've changed, so much. It's me. He stepped closer, a box in hand. I heard you got married. Congratulations. I tried to make the wedding, but a crucial contract in New York tied me up. Landed this morning. Still, I prepared your gift ages ago. He offered the plush velvet box. Belated best wishes. Hope you like it. I lifted the lid. On black velvet rested a petite, blazing tiara, platinum set with countless tiny diamonds, the classic Disney princess crown, every facet firing pure light, dreamlike. He still remembered a childish joke from years ago. Back then, before he moved, I played princess downstairs with some girls. He sat nearby with his sketchbook, watching silently. I'd tossed off, when I get married I'll wear a sparkling crown, so pretty. I forgot that line within days. He didn't. He'd turned it into reality, flown it across an ocean, and delivered it to me at 30. Tears welled without warning, blurring everything. Not because the thing must cost a fortune, but because this tiny wish, cradled through time, reached me, ruined and humiliated, by the neighbor kid now a stranger star. Ah, crying? Sebastian teased, unaware our parents hadn't told him about the divorce. He handed me a tissue. Didn't know you had it in you, fly, making my sis cry with a present. I dabbed my face. Thank you. I love it. Only, I probably won't get to use it. Because, I'm getting a divorce. Sebastian's grin vanished. Say what? Divorce? Ethan showed no shock, he simply said, is that so? Then keep it, he murmured, eyes on mine, a faint smile lingering. Serena. Maybe, it's not too late. I didn't grasp his final line and had no energy to dig. Enough gloom. Got any whiskey, bro? I'll toast with you guys. Sebastian's brow stayed locked, he sighed and pulled another tumbler from the shelf. Yeah, cracked a nice single malt. Ethan lifted his glass. Then to, reunion. 3 crystal rims chimed, bright and thin. Next morning a pounding head dragged me awake. A soft knock, Sebastian entered with water and 2 aspirin. Up? Hydrate and pop these first. He set them on the nightstand and pulled a chair. Now tell me everything. I started with Derek taking the crash call at the ceremony and ended with yesterday, the woman in my unopened silk slip dress lying in our marital bed while Derek claimed she's running a fever and the master bedroom has better airflow. That bastard. Sebastian hissed. Derek, you scum. He dared do this to you? He stalked the room, stopped dead, and yanked out his phone. We're not letting this slide. I back you, divorce. And we'll make that jerk pay. He speed dialed a numb. Zhang, it's Sebastian. Yes, urgent. My sister's divorce, the one involving Derek, the partner with Vance. Draft the agreement as fast as you can, slanted every way in her favor, especially the property split. Right, I need it now. Thanks. He hung up, walked back to the bed, and looked at me. Serena, you're absolutely set on this divorce, right? I nodded. Good. Then listen to your brother. Pack up. You're coming with me in a few minutes. Where? To find that bastard Derek. He thinks the Vance family is dead? Nobody humiliates my sister. With me here, you won't suffer another second. We're settling this face to face, today. All right, Sebastian. I'll go. The door of the marital loft wasn't shut tight. Muffled voices leaked through. Sebastian's hand froze on the handle. Don't make me leave, please? It was that woman's voice. Derek. I know I messed up before, it was all my fault. I know you're married now, I shouldn't barge into your life, but I can't help myself. You know I'm not getting a divorce. I know. But I also know you don't love her. Look me in the eye and say you love her, that I'm no longer in your heart, and I'll walk away right this second. Silence, see? You can't say it. I'm still in there, aren't we? Let's start over, okay? I want nothing, just to stay beside you. Derek still said nothing. You've always wanted me, right? I'm giving myself to you now. Please don't send me away. Enough. Sebastian couldn't bear another syllable. He jerked his leg up and boom, slammed the half-open door so hard the wall shook. Inside the living room the two of them whipped around at the explosion. The woman's arms were still looped around Derek's neck, tear streaks on her face. Start over? I'll give you a restart. Sebastian stormed in, swung, and smashed his fist straight into Derek's cheek. Crack! The blow landed square on Derek's cheekbone. He flew back, toppled the coffee table, and sent crystal tumblers shattering across the floor. He grunted. Blood beading at the corner of his mouth. Ah! The woman screamed, reaching to help but jerking her hand back, too terrified to touch him. Sebastian! I flinched and instinctively rushed forward to pull him off. But he was blazing, he simply eased me behind him, shielding me while he glared at Derek struggling to push himself up. Derek, you heartless bastard. Sebastian jabbed a finger at him. Where has my sister ever wronged you, huh? From college till now, how much has she given you? And this is how you repay her? You think the Vance family is just decor? Derek wiped the blood with the back of his hand, trying to stand. Sebastian, listen, it's not what you think, Bella and I, Bella? So familiar. Sebastian cut him off, rage flaring hotter. What else is there to explain? I heard and saw every word and move. Derek, this isn't finished, trust me. He pulled the divorce agreement from his briefcase and hurled it at Derek. Sign. Right here, right now, divorce my sister. Derek stared at the paper scattered around his feet, the words divorce agreement stabbing his eyes. Xian, just let me explain. Bella and I are nothing, she was only emotional and talking nonsense. Nothing? You were wrapped around each other, and you call it nothing? If I'd come 10 minutes later, would you already have, Derek, do you take me for an idiot? Sebastian turned to the woman. And you, I don't care what history you claim with Derek. Get out of my sister's home this instant. Let me catch you near either of them again, and you'll learn the meaning of regret. Terrified, the woman stifled her sobs, scrambled up, snatched her purse, and bolted out the door. Sebastian swung back to Derek. Here's the deal. Sign, and we keep a sliver of dignity. Refuse, I yank every dollar Vance has in your studio, and I personally guarantee that by tomorrow not a single bank or investor in this city will give you a cent. Everything you've built, I can tear down overnight. Doubt me? Test it. Say. Rena, do we really have to go this far? I'm sorry, I swear I'm sorry, just give me one more chance. Faced with Sebastian's iron stance, Derek pivoted to beg me. Derek, the moment you chose her over me and our family, again and again, we were already at this point. Sign. Don't make me despise you more. Sebastian said nothing else, he flicked a pen onto the floor. Sign. Hand trembling, Derek picked it up. At last he scrawled his name across the blank line. 2 months later the divorce decree was finalized. I returned to pack my things. Derek was there. That was fast, he muttered from the sofa as I dragged my suitcase through the living room. I meant to ignore him, but he kept at it. Xian, stop acting so pure and tragic, like I'm some monster who wronged you. He gave a cold laugh. Truth is, you had your next man lined up long ago, didn't you? What are you rambling about, Derek? Rambling? He tossed his iPhone onto the coffee table. See for yourself. I picked it up, a gossip blog push with a blazing red clickbait headline, exclusive. Reclusive rising star designer Ethan caught in romance, intimate late-night dinner with mystery woman. Below were several paparazzi shots, grainy but clear enough. One tight profile unmistakably showed Ethan, across from him sat a woman whose blurred silhouette, hair, and posture were mine. I had indeed eaten with Ethan last night, someone had snapped photos and manufactured this story. That's you, isn't it? Derek hissed. No wonder you rushed the divorce, you already hooked a bigger fish. Ethan? Nice catch, Serena. Silently landed a golden bachelor of that caliber. No wonder I wasn't good enough anymore, right? The angrier he got, the uglier he became. Spotting the keepsake box in my hand, he snarled, and that shabby box. Since I met you you've guarded it like treasure, locked and secret, never let me peek. What filthy memories are inside, huh? Proof you were already screwing that cross guy? Derek. Watch your mouth. Not everyone is as sordid as you. My chest heaved. Fine. Want to see? I hurled the box and its tiny key at him. Knock yourself out. He sneered as he flipped it open, then froze. On top lay a photo, a blurry side shot of him sinking a basket back in college, taken secretly with my old iPhone. The edges were worn soft from years of touching. He turned it over. A date, and in minuscule writing, he won today, smiled so bright. Beneath it were ticket stubs, every design show or competition he'd ever entered. Another slip, a press clipping I'd peeled from the campus bulletin, announcing his award with his name highlighted. Dozens of such scraps filled the small wooden chest. Each item ordinary, trivial, yet they were the traces I'd gathered, grain by grain, in the years when he barely knew I existed. Satisfied? I watched his face shift from shock to regret, but I felt nothing anymore. This loft, I'm giving it back to you. Another woman has been here, I find it filthy. As for these scraps, I once wanted a keepsake for the love I gave. Now it's pointless. Do what you want, trash them, burn them, I don't care. I lifted my small suitcase, turned, and walked out without a backward glance. This time I truly left the past, and the girl who had once lived only for him, locked inside that room. From that day Derek began calling me non-stop, texting endlessly. When I didn't answer, he started sending gifts, every package returned unopened. Then he began showing up wherever I might be. The first time was outside my father's building. He leaned against his car, straightening the moment I stepped out. Serena. He hurried toward me. I didn't look back. Actually, Ethan had come for me that day too. I pulled open his door and climbed inside. In the rearview mirror I watched Derek's frozen silhouette shrink, then vanish altogether. After that he began waiting for me everywhere I went, the cafe I liked, the library, even outside the Vance estate. Tonight the rain was falling hard, and wreck started bombing my phone again. The messages cycled through the same broken record. I was wrong, forgive me, just give me one more chance, I can't live without you, every syllable soaked in alcohol and a cornered kind of madness. I didn't answer. Then a new bubble popped up. I'm outside your building. I'll wait until you agree to see me. I lifted a corner of the curtain and looked down. Under the street lamp he stood without an umbrella, head tilted, eyes fixed on my window. A late autumn rain, cold enough to cut bone. In the end I couldn't stand it. I took an umbrella downstairs. Derek was practically numb from the cold. Only when I stepped close did he jolt back to life, hope erupting in his hollow eyes. He seized the hand holding the umbrella, words tumbling over each other. Serena, you finally came down, that means I'm still in your heart, right? He clung like a drowning man. I know I was a bastard. I wasn't even human. I put you through so much. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I regret it every single minute. Serena, let's start over, just like before, no, better than before. I swear I'll spend my life making it up to you. Trust me one more time, just one. His voice cracked, swallowed by the rain, raw and desperate. Tears streamed down, indistinguishable from the water falling from the sky. This man who had cast every shred of pride aside, groveling in the dirt, bore no resemblance to the cold, arrogant Derek of old. I pulled my hand free. Derek, can you stop being so childish? Quit staging this cheap drama. I'm not acting, I mean every word. I was scum. He started slapping himself. Enough. It's over. All you're doing is proving I was right to leave. Listen carefully, I don't love you. Haven't for a long time. Your regret, your pain, your redemption, none of it concerns me. Please, stay out of my life. I held the umbrella out. Take it. Go home. But he still wouldn't quit. He only switched tactics, trying real ways to beg for forgiving. He had messages relayed to Sebastian, offered to transfer part of Sterling's shares to me as compensation. Sebastian shot him down flat. Serena's doing fine. She doesn't need your scraps and wants nothing more to do with you. Save it. Later Zach told me Derek hadn't seen that woman again, had sunk into depression, neglected Sterling, and let business slide. None of that was my concern any longer. While the divorce papers went through, Ethan quietly slipped into my days. Sebastian said Ethan had asked about me all these years. When he learned I had someone, he stayed away. He saw how low I felt and set out to cheer me up, driving me to watch meteor showers, chase sunrises, catch fireflies. One night I offhandedly mentioned steamed buns from a shop in the South End. He crossed the city in the small hours just to bring me that taste I'd been craving. Things I'd never felt with Derek, being cherished, being noticed. At Ethan's invitation I attended the domestic debut runway show of his personal label. I sat in the VIP seat he'd saved for me. On stage the LED wall was dark except for a single minimalist word, true love. Around me fashion editors, celebrities, top buyers, financial reporters whispered guesses about the hot new designer's collection. Lights dimmed, a spotlight hit the side curtain and Ethan walked out. He wore a custom charcoal suit, barely adorned, the cut emphasizing his broad shoulders and clean lines. After a brief hello he signaled the crew to roll the film. The screen bloomed with quick black and white flashes, a balcony in an old walk-up, green ivy trailing from rusted railings, sun filtering through plane trees, dappling cracked stucco, a little girl scuffed Mary Jane's kicking a pebble along cobblestones, images nostalgic, quiet, grainy with time. His low voiceover threaded through, this collection is called True Love. Its inspiration isn't some grand tale or abstract idea, but something very personal, very specific. Memory. Second chance. A careless sentence one childhood afternoon, and decades later, the urge to make it real. Murmurs rippled, such intimate, poetic candor felt radical in haute jewelry circles. The film ended, lights refocused, the piano turned ethereal. A display rose and rotated, black velvet, glass domes, pieces gleaming within. I spotted the necklace star trail, the brooch glimmer, the earrings daybreak, the bracelet memory lock, and warmth swelled in my chest. He had translated our private symbols, stars we'd watched, fireflies we'd caught, sunrises we'd shared, into wearable verse of top gems and flawless craft. The final model stepped back, the room held its breath. A last spotlight found the center plinth, under its dome, velvet lifted. It was the tiara. Bathed in runway-grade light, it looked even more breathtaking than the first time I'd seen it. Displayed alone, like a sovereign object, it magnetized every gaze. The ultimate embodiment of a childhood joke, the crown piece of true love, named innocence. Ethan's voice softened further. Many years ago, beneath a wisteria trellis, a little girl said something about fairy tales and crowns, naive, radiant. I never forgot. When I finally had the power to turn that child's words into reality, I realized this might be what true love is, noticing the longing she didn't even know she voiced, then waiting, working, until you can make it come true. If the wearer recalls a treasured moment or person, and feels even for a second that precious tenderness of being cherished, that is this piece's greatest worth. A hush, then thunderous, sustained applause exploded, cameras fired a blinding white tide. Sure the show was over, Ethan lifted a hand. Before I go, I need to thank someone. He looked straight at me. Serena, this entire true love collection lives because of her. He walked over, dropped to one knee before the world's lenses. Serena, will you marry me? Will you let me spend every remaining day finishing our own private FAIRY tale? Under the silent weight of the globe I looked at Ethan and, slowly, nodded. Yes, I will. He slipped a ring onto my finger, clean design, top-grade diamond, inside our initials and today's date. The frozen hush shattered, applause, cheers, blessings crashed like a tsunami, flashbulbs immortalizing the moment, fashion and gossip pages will rerun forever. The past dissolved like smoke. The little girl who once dreamed of a crystal crown beneath purple blossoms had, at last, met her prince, her love declared, honored, witnessed by the world. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and share it with friends. We look forward to your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing tales. See you next time.